session now. So welcome to Becoming an Ultimate Digital Marketer. My name is Bernard Moneme, and I'll be your host. As always, this training is sponsored by Legrand Galaxy. Legrand Galaxy is an edtech, an educational technology platform that helps you understand 4 core areas: tech, marketing, public speaking, and writing. Now, we are more than just an edtech because we are also focused on delivering those services that we train you on. What that simply means is that we have an office and we have a consultancy. Simple. So for instance, you want to learn marketing, we teach you marketing. If you need a marketer to help you deliver on those services, we also have a consultancy. That's exactly what the opportunity you're having here. You're not just here to learn marketing, you're also here to get that opportunity to work with us if you complete all your necessary tasks. So this is not just to learn for the sake of learning. If you're actually here to increase your earning, you want to become a better person, get the opportunity, or you're just here to learn, not a problem. We will still give you that training. But like I mentioned, we do more than just training. So I'll be diving straight into the session of the day. Yesterday, we spoke about a couple of things. The first thing we spoke about yesterday was the fundamentals of digital marketing, which was handled by Mr. Mark Akran. Mr. Mark took us through what we call the fundamentals. We talked about email marketing, talked about search engine optimization, also talked about how to go about video, audio marketing. We spoke about this before Precious then came as well to then speak more on how to identify your target audience. She broke this down, choosing your niche, choosing the right platform where your audience is. That is also a very critical part of understanding digital marketing. Then we also went down and still talked more about high impact content creation strategy. All these are very important. If you missed yesterday's session, it has been posted on YouTube. You can go and watch it. I'm sure the link has been posted on your WhatsApp group. If not, ask the admin of your group to provide that information for you. The recording is available. And for those who will be missing some parts of this as well, it has been recorded and it will be posted on YouTube. Today, we have 2 amazing speakers that will be continuing this session. The first person you're going to be meeting is Precious. You met her yesterday. If you didn't, you meet her again today. She's going to be taking you through search engine optimization, understanding more about that, and also talking about personal branding and conversion strategies that will help you out. After Precious is done talking, we have a guest speaker, a guest influencer. So stick around for his presentation. I'll be making him a speaker right now so you can see him. His name, he goes by the name of Meje. Meje is an ex-influencer. When I mean ex, I'm talking about the platform Twitter that converted to X, not like he was a former. Anyway, you get the point now. So yes, Meje is going to be taking us through his journey as a social media influencer. He has thousands of followers on the platform. He has also millions of impressions, and also he has done a lot across this period. He's going to tell you the story of how this happened, the benefits of having an influencer to your brand, if you want to be one, how you can be one, and some mistakes as well that he went through in this stage or part of his life. So stick around. There's a lot that you're going to learn today. We're not going to take your time. Maximum an hour, and then if we maybe steal some part of it extra, but we don't like to exceed or have long trainings. We compact everything and make sure you gain a lot of value in just a short period. Now, I'll be giving the mic to Precious. Precious, please say hi so we are sure you're here with us. Hello, Precious. Are you here with us?
Hello, good afternoon from my end, and happy Sunday to everyone.
Yes, good afternoon, Precious. So Precious is here with us now. Then I would let Precious take the floor and then give us a recap of what she taught yesterday and also what she'll be taking us through today. Precious, you can then unmute yourself and introduce yourself to the audience that have not met you yet. Okay, you have the floor now. Precious, are you still here? I can't hear you if you're speaking. Hello, Precious, are you here? If you're saying something, I can't hear you. Your mic is muted. Okay. Yes, that is a network problem, but let me share my screen, and then if you can see my screen in the chat, you can just confirm. I believe the chat is open. If you can see my screen, please just type on the chat that you can see my screen. Confirm that you can see my screen in the chat. I need some reactions and some chats happening to confirm that you can see my screen. So I will know I'm not just speaking to myself. Messages in the chat, please type in the chat box if you can see my screen. I need reactions. I need you to type. And okay, yes, thank you for your reaction. Those who are seeing my screen, you can type in the chat. Let's not make this boring. Let's interact in the chat. Let's talk about things. If you have questions, you can start typing them in the chat now, and they'll be taken after the session. Okay? So if you have any question you feel you need to be addressed, you can type it in the chat. Precious, are you back here with us? Because I can't hear you if you're saying anything. Okay, I think we're having some technical difficulty. Just give me a minute, just 1 minute, please. Okay, while we wait for Precious, AJ, I don't know, can you just unmute your mic and confirm that you can hear me, please? AJ, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Can you unmute?
Can you hear me?
Okay. Yes. So I will wait for Precious before she takes over her session. Maybe can you just introduce yourself briefly to the audience so they know who you are before you come up for your session?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay, sorry. What did you say?
I said, can you introduce yourself to the audience so they know who you are?
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Meje, and I'm a digital creator. And most of my life work are posted on X, formerly Twitter. I majorly focus on fitness, fashion, and general lifestyle over there. Yeah, that's what I do. And it's good to meet you guys. And while we wait for my session, I'll also be here to learn a thing or two from our host and also the co-guest person that will be speaking before me. I think that's Precious, I suppose. She's going to be talking about the issue. That's something I've been trying to learn too for some time. So it'd be a good thing to learn from her too. Yeah, so it's good to meet you guys. Thank you.
Okay, so it's very nice to meet Meje. Maybe I can just stop sharing my screen briefly and then let you see my face. Yes, so that is Meje, and Precious is obviously having network difficulty and challenge. So let's just give her a minute. I just spoke to her. She's going to be back here with us in just a second. But while we wait for her, I'm pausing this session now. If you are 100% sure you've shared this link with somebody outside this outside the group, please indicate in the chat. Let's know those that appreciate what it's been done here. If you have shared this link to the group or to this Microsoft link group to anybody, please indicate in the chat or react. Let me see your reaction. Can I see your reaction? If nobody has shared what we're doing here to anybody, you are hoarding information. Okay, so why haven't you shared it? I'm going to start calling all the names one by one. All the people that I see here, you're all welcome to this session. So yes, let's all welcome Mr. Meje, make him feel welcome. Gift, Gift and Faith Osage, why haven't you shared our link? You're meant to actually that we need your support so we know what we're doing here is not just in vain. Gift is Siwa. Josephine, I can't see your chat in the comments telling us you've shared it. Me, I don't know who me is. Engineer Silvanus, you haven't shared our training information to anybody. Olamide, Olaiya, you haven't also shared this information. That is not good. We need you to help us share this, share to people, and then Solusanjo, Wisdom. Gift, you're raising your hand. I assume that means you have a question. If you have a question, you can just type it for now in the chat. After the session, you're going to be given the opportunity to speak. So for those who have questions, you can keep your hand up, your digital hand, obviously. So when you after the session today, we're going to then have the opportunity to let you speak. Okay, so now I'm just going to do a quick recap using slide shared on the WhatsApp group here. That's good. Thank you very much for that. If you haven't shared, you have the chance now to go and share. And you're definitely going to get value here. Okay. Okay, yes. Share that. Precious, are you back with us now?
For the break in transmission.
Precious, are you back with us now?
I am. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now better.
Okay.
All right. So Precious is back with us now. We're just going to let you do a little recap of what was handled yesterday, and then have a proper.
All right. So
and then follow up
yesterday,
with you. Yes.
we spoke about identifying your target audience, the right platform to use, how to identify them using, regardless of what you do, how you can identify your target audience based on what they need, their desires, and their expectations. Like I said yesterday, I wouldn't want to go so further with it because I know I broke it down yesterday that regardless of what you do, you're a solution provider and it's not everybody that will need what you do or need your service. You are not called to serve everybody. There's always a specific group of people who will need your product or who will need your service. And those specific group of persons you market to are called your target audience. I guess we move forward to how to choose the right platform. You should know the platform that your target audience are more situated in. Like I said, it's not much that you use only a particular platform. You could actually put your strong foot in the platform where you know that, okay, most of the people who buy from me and most of the people who need my services and are on Facebook or maybe they're on LinkedIn, you should put your strong foot there. And then you can always diversify as you proceed. And I also went forward to say that for you to be gain credibility or build that know, like, and trust factor with your audience or with your target audience, you need to show up consistently. You cannot be showing up every Ike market day and then you expect people to know you, like you, trust you, refer you, recommend you. It's not possible, right? We always go to those who have over time shown that, okay, they know what they do. And how do you show people that you know what you do? Is by you being at the top of our mind. And one of the ways to do that is by you showing up consistently, selling your product, telling people, like sharing your stories to people who you know that would benefit from it. Also, I also made mention of using the Google and the leverage on analytics. They are in all platforms, whether Twitter, Twitter or X, YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn. Always leverage your analytics because it helps you know how to optimize your content to suit the people who click more on your or click more on your post, comment more on your post, and share more on your post. You get. And another way to build your page is not, you don't just post and run away. You should be your first cheerleader, right? When you make a post, you comment on it first. Comment on it. You don't only comment on your post alone, you comment on other creators' posts. and you engage with your audience, that's one way to know. That's one of the ways you can know. You can actually even generate another post or content ideas, because definitely people would ask you questions based on what you post. Oh, how did you do it? How can I do this? Then you offer solution based on the questions you have answered in the comment section on your next post. But if you just post and run away and don't post and don't comment, you are shooting yourself on the leg. So for today, I'll be speaking more on SEO, search engine optimization. So basically, search engine optimization is one of the avenue or the avenue for getting your website. Please, I don't know if you all can hear me or if my voice is too low. Please, if you can hear me, I want to see some reactions so I will know I'm not talking to myself, because the network today is pretty bad. If you can hear me,
I can
please.
hear you.
Okay.
I can hear you. Yes, you can proceed,
All
or
right.
if you can
So
also speak, no problem.
for today, I'll be speaking more on search engine optimization. I'll be starting with this. So search engine optimization is the avenue for getting your website to appear in Google search results. All you have to do is to optimize your web content to satisfy Google's ranking algorithm. I'm sure everybody here, there's nobody that is in this platform that I think that does not use Google. I'm sure one way or the other you have searched something on Google, maybe how to write content that increases results, how to do this, how to do that. Then maybe when you create, you send your questions to Google, or you ask Google the question you have intention of asking. The first four results you saw are as a result of a well optimized content. Google peruse those content, search all the index of the content and say, okay, this one should be ranked higher. Let's say the highest, the top results, second and third, those are what Google saw. And then they're like, okay, this is actually well standard for in terms of Google's algorithm. So the algorithm will always bring out results. The first four you see are whenever you make I'm trying to make it a very simple way. Whenever you search something on Google and then the first four results you saw on Google, doesn't mean that the rest results are not good, but then Google algorithm feel that, okay, based on all their requirements, these four authors meet up with the requirement. And that's what SEO is all about: how to make your post or how to make your content to be visible for your users. And then when it comes to SEO, we have on-page SEO, we have off-page SEO. For the on-page, you can otherwise call it on-site SEO. Like the name implies, on page is the process of optimizing your site pages to rank higher on search engines. On page SEO relates to everything you do on your website, whether you own a business website or a personal website or web pages. Everything you do on your web pages to make them more visible to search engines and attractive to your ideal users. That's what on-page SEO is all about. Everything you do on your webpage to make them more attractive and visible to search engine and to attract your ideal users. Now you may ask, what are the things that you need to do to make your page more visible? There's what we call keyword research. There's what we call keywords. For example, for your keywords or phrases, you need to take note of your keywords or phrases. Like I mentioned yesterday in the class yesterday, I mentioned something like hook. That is what we call your meta title, your meta title, the headers, the H1 headers, the H2 headers, your meta descriptions. Let's, for example, you want to search something, or you want to create a post, or you want to create something on to paste on your web page. For example, you write something like, you start your writing with something like shoes for sale. What kind of shoes are you selling? Google will not rank that kind of meta title, shoes for sale. It has to be what your users intend to search on. You get, people would like to search, okay, a particular kind of shoe. Like, for example, the better way for you to write it is buy affordable running shoes, free shipping and 50% off. This is a very good meta title, a very good title for either for your content or for your blog post, in case you want to rank well on Google. or for your on-page. This one I'm speaking about on-page SEO. A very good title for your on-page. You do not just, you have to be, whenever it comes to SEO, you have to be very, very technical about it, because your keywords matters a lot. If you're into content writing, you have to research keywords. Keywords are basically things that relate to your niche. Your niche is what you do. Keywords are basically things that relate with your niche, the things you do. If you're into shipping, you have to look for keywords that relate with what you do, and then scatter it across your content, so that whenever your people search for something similar to what you do, Google will help. It will rank more on Google. But if you write a content without taking all these notes, putting all these things at the back of your, putting all these things in place, you are just writing content like that, and it will rank well on Google. You get, and whenever a content ranks on Google, people want to know the author, and people, the other works you've done before will begin to reflect more or show more on the faces of your users. That's where you're actually increasing the visibility of your brand or of your web page. Also, your meta description. Meta description is actually a short summary. That is, I can call it the body of your content, a short summary. Whenever you're writing a content, ensure that what you're writing should be kind of scannable, except when you're writing a blog post or something. But meta description, when it comes to on-page SEO, you have to put it in place. It should not be more than 160 characters. 160 characters, it is actually very necessary, because to ensure scannability and it enables your users to be able to read it more and to stay more on your page. That's when you have to do with on-page SEO. Also, your headings, your headers. You also have to take note of it. But most importantly, the keywords you use for your content actually matters a lot more. Then for your off-page SEO, it has to do with everything you do off your site to improve its organic ranking. For example, this includes getting other reputable websites to link to your content. We can website, we can actually call this backlinks. Like most time you are reading a blog post and you see a different links. I don't know if you've come across it. Maybe you're reading something online and then you see something like click here to read more. And when you click on that link, you see that it is not the same author who wrote the one you read before that actually write it. One of the reasons why such a thing happens is so that it increases the visibility of that particular web page. It increases the visibility of that particular web page. And one way SEO is actually very important. SEO basically is actually a niche, a separate niche in the content writing field. But it's actually important that everyone knows it, because even if you're creating a social media, you're creating something for social media or your social media pages, keywords you use actually matters a lot, because a lot of persons could just, I guess it is on all platforms. You could go on the search bar and then search for content writers. You see some content writers, they begin to appear on the algorithm or on your feed. These are people whose profile are well optimized. So that's why it's important for you, whether you want to go into SEO or not, it's important for you to understand these factors. That whenever you are creating a content, you should keep your keywords at the back of your mind. You should keep your keywords for more, except you don't want to stay visible online. But digital marketing is all about visibility. Keywords actually matters. And when it comes to off-page SEO, social media, like I said, I mentioned yesterday, posting and engaging on your page. And please, when you're making use of other people's link, you want to attach it to your blog post, or you want to attach it to your content for people to read, so that it will attract more traction. Imagine people who click on the other person's link get to see your page. It's actually creating more visibility for your brand. You should also take note of spammy links. It's not every link you see that you attach to your blog post, and every link you attach to your blog post or your content should be in relation to what you want us to know. You cannot be talking about shoe or talking about how to the best driving school in USA, and the link you are putting to us, or the link you are attaching, your backlinks, we call them backlinks, you are attaching is talking about how to cook rice and stew. It does not relate. So everything you are doing should actually be in synchrony. Your keywords should reflect. It has to do with what you are posting, what you want the readers to know. Your backlinks, if you want to make use of backlinks, it has to do with what your content entails. And one thing about SEO is it's not like one size fits all. It's something that you do progressively. You try this, you say, okay, I saw that I did this and this thing worked out. You keep on trying it, but one of the things, like I said before, is make use of your keywords. Very important. For then when it comes to off-page SEO, posting and engaging on your page and other creators' page. Utilize Google. I guess, and Mr. Mark said it yesterday. Utilize Google My Business. And I guess Mr. Mark said that yesterday. In case you missed the class, you can always go back to listen to it. So for technical SEO is simply improving your website technical aspect to increase its pages. Actually, this actually has to do with the whole back end activities. That's what we call technical SEO. Is you doing the whole things you do to improve your website technical aspect to increase its pages in the search engines, like improving a page speed, internal linking or visibility, and also help in searching your site. Please, can we all hear me? So the next slide I have here is introduction to paid ads. Paid ads, understand your objective. Paid ads, that has to be Google, Facebook, and Instagram. They are almost like the same thing, not basically the same thing. Like I mentioned in my class yesterday, you cannot sell to who you don't know. You cannot market to who you don't know. For example, if you want to market a particular product, you should know the categories of people who you want to market to. You have to have a goal when you want to run an ad. Some people run ads to just create brand awareness, some to generate leads, and some to sell a product. It depending on what you want as a person or as a business owner. So one of the things you have to do is you have to understand your objective. Why do you want to run this ad, or why do you want to undergo this paid ads, or why do you want to pay to run the ads? Then another thing you have to do is you have to note the right target audience. You have to know the right people that these ads are actually meant for. You have to know your target audience. You have to know the people that is interested or that can be interested in your ads that you want to run by using your demographics, the interest, and behavior-based targeting. Like I said yesterday. So when you want to run an ad, it's very important the visuals you use. The visuals you use actually tell a lot. Sometimes you can actually use videos to tell the story of the product you want to sell. You can actually use a copy. That's what people pay copywriters to write, a compelling copy and a strong CTA. You get, so that whenever we see the sponsored ads, it is something that drags us, something that keeps us to stay. You get, if you're not using a good visuals or a good compelling copy that will enable people to stay, read, and take action on your ad, then you are just like throwing money. You're just dashing your money. You get, so whenever you are running an ad, you should ensure that you are using a very good visuals. If you cannot do it by yourself, you can hire people to do it for you. You can hire people to do it for you to get effective results. But it is important too that you learn or you know the basics of things and running an ad, so that when you can actually tell a good ad or a bad one. So details like this are actually very important for you. If you are a business owner or an intending business owner, it's actually very important that you know what running an ad entails. And then you have to the next thing you have to do is to set a budget. Decide what you want. Is it cost per click or cost per impression? Mr. Mark mentioned something like that yesterday. So you can actually decide the kind of ad you want to run, cost per click. That is, you pay the Meta, either Facebook you want to run your ads on, or Instagram or Google. There's a way they set it. I would suggest that you try running an ad. You can actually try on your own with a little amount, or just to try to sell a product. Because one of the strategy of this thing is, if you do not actually try yourself, you may probably not know. But this is actually the back end theory of how the whole thing entails. You can actually set your money from the type, maybe your budget based on how you want to spend or the amount of money you want to spend on marketing. I'm sure that many of us here who have seen Temu ads. You can imagine the amount of millions of naira or billions of naira she actually spent on running her ads. This whole thing, because the more money you spend, the truth about this whole thing, that the more money you spend on running on your marketing, is the more results you get. That's one thing about running an ads. The more money you spend on the marketing, the more the platform takes your content across people. You begin to see, like, you scroll one, you are watching a video, I'm seeing the person's ad, you're watching the video, I'm seeing the person's ad. Just know that thing you are seeing, it is money. It is not that the person just pay 1 naira to just get it. So you have to decide the budget and the bidding strategy you want to use based on your capability, or based on the structure of your brand or structure of your business, or how you want your visibility to go. If you want it cost per click, the amount is there for you. You can see the amount and then decide on the one you want to go for. The next thing you do, when you pay, you don't just pay and then allow the ads to be running like that. You have to monitor everything, monitor how the number of people that is clicking the ads, number of people that is entering, going to your landing page, the number of people that your ads are be able to, number of people that is buying your product, and the rest of it, and so like that. You can always adjust to ads the way you want to adjust it. Hello, please, are you all listening?
Yes, I was wondering what happened. Are you back with us? Did your network any problem? You can proceed. We can hear you.
Okay,
And just
please.
to add, yes.
All right. Thank you for that. Because I love to, whenever I teach, I love to know that people are listening. So I love answering questions intermediary of the class. Okay, thank you for that. Thank you. So yesterday, after the class, someone asked what is branding and how can they brand themselves yesterday. So I said I was going to talk more about it today, because branding entails a lot, and branding is a very, very important thing when it comes to standing out, or when it comes to building a very good and reputable business for yourself. When it comes to branding, it goes beyond logo. I'm sure you have seen some logos or designs. Branding goes beyond logo. Branding goes beyond designs, like whatever hashtag and the rest of it all. Branding basically is the perception people have of you as a person and as a brand. Branding is basically, in simplest form, is actually this perception people have of you as a person. So branding is actually the effort you put over time to get known, or to be known by your group of audience. And one of the ways, like, imagine um if you come to my page, or you viewed my page, or maybe you have a friend who everything she talks about is writing. So the easiest thing that comes to your mind about that can come to your mind about that person is that, oh, she's a writer. So that's the perception you have about her, because over time she has built authority through the content and social proof and engagement of what she does. So if you want to build a brand, first of all, you cannot build a brand in the air. You have to choose a platform. Like, for example, when it comes to fashion, if you think about the top three fashion expert of top three fashion designers we have in Nigeria, I'm sure many of us here will think about Vicky James. Get, because why? She's exceptional in what she does. We all know that this is what she do. And then when you see her clothing, when you see what she does, you know that she actually so luxurious style or luxurious wears. That is her brand. That is how she has branded herself. You cannot go with 50,000 naira and say you want to you are expecting her to sew clothes for you. It is not possible. You get me? It's not possible. So branding is basically the perception that people have about you. So now you want to own a brand, or you want to build a brand. The first thing you have to do is to choose a platform you intend to use to air your voice, or air what you do, or speak about what you do, or teach people what you do. regardless of what you do. There's always a platform for you. People are willing to listen. People are willing to know. You get. So the first thing you have to do is to choose a platform. You optimize your platform for more reach. That's why I talk about SEO. You have to optimize your platform for more reach. If you're maybe using LinkedIn, you're maybe using web Twitter or X. You see those words, you put content writer, Web3 designer, all those things are keywords. Whenever anyone search on a particular word on your profile, your page, if it is well optimized, it will be amongst the pages that the algorithm will bring out. So that is why it is important also you know how to use keywords, you know how to optimize your profile for good search engine for good Google ranking, and for your algorithm to always bring out your page whenever people search on matters in relation to what you do. You get. So when the first thing, like I said before, you pick up a social app you want to make use of, or platform you want to intend to use, and then you begin to establish authority on them. How do you establish your authority? Authority is not built in a day. There's nobody that became master in a day. Like I said it yesterday, over time you begin to share your stories on a particular field of interest, on a particular niche. I always tell people that people have to know you for something. You cannot be known for everything else. How do they recommend you? Like when they think of you, what comes to their mind? Branding is, when I think of you, the first thing that comes to my mind is how well you have branded yourself. You get. That's the simple thing about branding. That when you think about somebody, okay, this person is very good at. She's a Web3 writer. She's a LinkedIn optimization expert, because that over time she has been telling you, she has been talking about that particular thing every time, and so you do not know her based on her complexion. You now know the person based on what she do or based on what she does. That is what branding is all about. So you branding about the perception that people have about you. And one of the ways to do it is you choose a platform, you optimize your profile, whether you are on YouTube, whether you're on Facebook. I'm sure we're in the digital world, and I'm sure everybody here, whether your accounts are dead or is alive or it is booming, you are in one of those platforms. Either you're on TikTok or you're on YouTube, I know you are in one of the social media apps. The only thing is that you are probably not earning from the social media app, because why? People do not know you like that, or you have not really established a brand for yourself. Branding is not when you put logo or you have maybe brand name. Everything are part of it. But the major thing about branding is what comes to people's mind when they think about you. The perception people have about you is what is branding. This is the simplest way I can define branding to you. So establish authority. You are into writing. Teach us about writing. Teach us about what you do. Teach us about maybe you're a virtual assistant. Talk about virtual assistant. I'm not saying you should talk about it every day. Like I said yesterday, you should know how to mix your content. But when I scroll through your post, or when I scroll through your profile, I should see things that are in relation to what you that is reading in your heading. Let's say your heading is reading expert virtual assistant. The first 3-4 scroll I should read something that has to do with virtual assistant. In that way, I know that, okay, truly, this is what you do. You get. So you establish authority through content, social proof, and engagement. Your content should tell what you do. Your social proof, what people have to say about you. And another way to do it is, if you want to build an authority, you can always volunteer for brand. Like I said, when it comes to the digital space, it is not one man thing. It's not a walk in a park. You have to, you will rise faster when you actually grow with the community. If you're just starting out, it's not something you stay on your own and just say, okay, the branding will brand itself by itself. No, you have to put in the work, because if you don't put in the work, you won't see the results. It's just how it is. So you share your social proof, you talk about what you do. I know most times it's easier for you to start up with something and then later on you change. There are some persons that are known for many things, but they are known for a particular thing. Like I mentioned about Vicky James. Vicky James, she's actually a very good chef, and now she opens a surprise brand called Fairy Tale. But we all know Vicky James for one thing, which is fashion, because that is where her top voice is. So she started with being a fashion designer. She was not doing fashion designer today, Fairy Tale this day, cooking tomorrow. she started with fashion designing, and then she built a strong footing on that a lot of persons know her as a fashion designer. Then over time, she began to show her other creative aspect of her. But whenever Vicky James comes to anybody's mind, what you think of Vicky James is she's a good fashion designer, a very good creative, but she's a good fashion. You must mention fashion designer, because why? That is her brand. That is how she has branded herself. But if you're starting, it is not really good. You start with different things. I know most of the time, some people always tell me, okay, I'm good at many things. What do I do? Start with the one that you know that is more profitable, that you know that can be very profitable to you, that is a high demand skill. You get, maybe you know how to motivate people very well. Is it something that's really sellable? I know all skills are sellable depending on how well you know how to sell, how well you know how to market yourself. But start with a particular field, be known for a particular thing. Then along the line, you can always diversify. That's what branding is all about: building an authority in a particular niche. Let people know you for something, the perception people have about you. That when I say your name, when your name pops out on Google, because you are over time, you've built yourself, you have a profile on LinkedIn, you have a profile on Facebook. When I search your name on Google will bring out your result. Google will bring out everything you do. I'm like, okay, yes, this is exactly what she does. Okay, she's really good at this, and people can go through it and then recommend you or refer you. I know many times, clients have met me on LinkedIn. Oh, I saw your profile. Your profile caught my attention. It's not like I pitch to these people, but because I try my best to optimize my profile with using the right keywords in relation to my niche, in related to what I do. You get, there's always keywords for what you do. So people, they will come to my DM. Oh, I saw your profile. I read through your profile. I saw what you do. Another thing is social proof. Social proof. Imagine people prefer going to people who has done you prefer to hire someone. You prefer to recommend people who have actually done a particular thing before than recommending a total newbie. It's not like they do not know how to do it, but sometimes people are actually good with what they do, but maybe they have not gotten the opportunity to express themselves in it. That is why I said you can actually volunteer. Maybe you're starting out as a digital marketer. One of the ways to grow faster is to volunteer. Volunteer for brands, volunteer, intern for brands, paid or unpaid, volunteer for brands, show your work, show your social proof. You can take mock project on your own. Like when I was starting out as being a copywriter, I actually took mock project on my own. Like I wrote copies on my own without having to work for anybody, and always learn to ask questions. That's one way that you can actually brand properly, and you're not in your head, you are feeling like you're doing it well, and you're not asking anybody question. Because one, if you do not brand properly, you're not giving us any impression about you. We're just seen as one random guy on Facebook, or one random guy on X, because we don't know where you belong. You are everywhere. You cannot be everywhere and expect to get something out of it. You have to brand and niche down. You get, and that way to show authorities, when maybe you can write a course or sell digital product coaching, like Mr. Bernard, who owns this, who is organizing this conference now. He's actually showing himself as an expert, because he's holding a digital marketing class. So it's one of the ways you can actually do. You can actually teach people what you know. Teach people what you know on the particular thing of what you do. Teach people what you know. Teach people how you do it. Teach people your stories and everything. That's the way you build a brand for yourself. So I don't know if there's any other question on branding, or you have any
Okay.
question, drop it in the chat box.
All right. First, are you done with your session? Sorry.
Yeah, I'm done with my session.
Okay. Yes. So I can stop sharing my screen now. I guess Precious did not want to speak about every other thing here on the slide. Anyway, so yes, welcome back. I hope you had an amazing time. If you did, can I see some reactions in the house? Can I see some messages? Appreciate Precious for this amazing session and amazing time she has taken. Yes, I see you, Jude. Others, yes, Grace Emmanuel, yes, thank you very much for this. It's amazing to have Precious speak about this. Now, before I give the floor to the next speaker that's going to be telling us a story on influencing and how to go about it, the benefits of influencer marketing as well, I'd just like to do a quick recap from what I've learned. And I believe you also have learned something from what Precious has spoken about. Personal branding. It's very important, and it's not been spoken about enough. The entire skill of marketing as well is not even been spoken about enough. I recently made a post about this, and I spoke about how it is being underestimated. Somebody like Alex Hormozi, who is obviously you may not know, but somebody I've read a couple of books from, always likes to give this example. People buy from people they know. Somebody to buy from you, in most cases, they are buying not just because the product is going to help them, but they're also buying in a way because they want to be associated with that brand. A lot of people that are buying from somebody like maybe Kim Kardashian or Kanye West and the rest, The Rock, we mentioned brands. We can obviously see that Precious is a fan of Vicky James. So I'm sure if Vicky James is even selling something for millions of naira, if she has the money, she's obviously going to patronize our brand because of the association that she now has with Vicky James. But I also have a confession. When I hear Vicky James, what comes to my mind? The thing is that the thing about personal branding is you're doing one thing and people are seeing something else. When I hear Vicky James, what comes to my mind is peppering us with her husband. A lot of people have different views on it anyway. But yes, I've gone to her page. I've seen that she's into fashion. And I guess that's more for the ladies to know more about her and how she handles her personal brand. But it's very important. It's also very skillful that we get to, do this as part of our own lifestyle. So if you don't, like I mentioned yesterday, one of the criteria or some of the criteria we'll be using is those that have personal brand. So you need to be active on a social media platform that has your full name at least. You can have an X account, good, but we also need to be sure of your full name. We need to know you're on LinkedIn, on Facebook, and then we check this out, and these are criteria that can make you stand out to be a part of this brand. So if you're somebody here and you feel that, okay, Legrand Galaxy is somewhere I would like to be, I would like to be a part of them, I would like to deliver, I would like to work with them. We are very open to collaborations and things of this nature. So that's exactly why this is holding. It's not just for you to learn personal branding or learn marketing and then be thrown into the world to go and look for what to do. No. We always create the opportunity to learn and earn. Like I mentioned, Legrand Galaxy is an ed tech, but it's more than just an ed tech, meaning that we provide the services that we also deliver training on. We provide the services that we also deliver training on. We're providing you marketing training, but we also have marketers on board. You'll be listening to an influencer that'll be speaking here shortly. You've listened to Precious, is a marketer, also with Legrand Galaxy. You heard Mr. Mark yesterday, marketer with Legrand Galaxy. So we have trainers that deliver trainings on this. We would also be having a paid advanced training coming in April. But by March, what we're going to be having in March is our Excel challenge, 30 days Excel challenge. Very soon, you're going to see it everywhere. Don't worry. We'll show you what marketing is all about. When we start marketing that, it's going to get to you. It's going to get to you. And then you know, if you want to be a part of it, you can be a part of it. Otherwise, you can just stick around for the free ones and benefit. So without saying much and without boring you, this is already 3:50. I don't want us to spend too much time here. I would be giving the floor to a Twitter influencer, ex-influencer who goes by the name Meje. For those who are just going to be meeting him for the first time, you would have the opportunity to hear his name, hear his voice, know what he does, and then he's going to take you through his journey briefly on what it takes to be an influencer, who is an influencer, how did he become an influencer, what is the benefit of an influencer to your brand, and more and more and more. And also the mistakes that he made while trying to go into this path. So Meje, the floor is yours. If you can unmute yourself and speak to the audience, I'm sure they would want to hear from you. AJ, are you here with us? Okay. Your
Yes,
mic is
I'm
muted if
here
you're
with
speaking.
you. Yeah,
Okay,
I'm here.
yes, now I can hear you. All right.
I hope you can hear me very clear.
Yes, I can hear you. There's some form of breaking, but I believe I can hear you. You can go ahead.
Okay. Is anyone else experiencing what he just mentioned? Can you guys
Okay,
all
no,
hear me clearly?
it's clear now. If you can hear him, please react. Just react. You can type in the chat. I don't know why people are scared of the chat.
I just saw
Type in
just
the chat or react so we can. Yes, okay. We can hear you.
Yeah, they can hear me. So, good afternoon, guys. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm happy to be talking about this. I mean, it's been some sort of long journey for me, but I'm here today, and I mean, it's a good thing that I'm about to share how this went for me with you all, and hopefully, you guys will be able to learn a thing or two and be able to apply it in your own life and what you intend to do in this world of marketing and digital space that we are in. Yeah, like you mentioned earlier, my name is Meje, but he keeps calling me Meje. Yeah, but it's pronounced Meje.
AJ is
Yeah, I'm a digital creator. Um, what you people like to call an influencer. So the major platform that I use is X, formerly Twitter. So what I'm going to do today is share with you guys my personal journey on how I became an influencer, what it is about influencer marketing, how I turned this idea of me just tweeting into opportunity that has made me a better person, not just financially, but putting me mentally in a very good place in this world that I have found myself. It's been over 4 years for me now, and I've been able to build thousands of audience on myself. And this won't just happen from just tweeting my content, my own content, not anybody else's, my own content. But I did it in a particular way. I did it by being bold. I did it by being different from every other person. I was very, very intentional with it. So let's get into it, guys. Let me tell you what influencer marketing is. I know a lot of people have misconceptions about what they think it is. People think influencer marketing is about having a huge number of followers and being able to post ads for brands. These are the people see as influencers. Whenever you come on X or you go on Instagram or you go on TikTok, when you see somebody advertising for Temu, when you see people advertising for LG, for MTN, posting about events, oh, these are the influencers. They might be, but it's a very shallow way of understanding who an influencer is and what an influencer marketing is. A true influencer, in my own opinion, and from the way that I've seen it over the years, it's somebody who actually has been able to build a community with trust and have some sort of influence over them, not just numbers. It's about having influence over people, not just in the number of your followers. Your followers doesn't really matter. It does matter to some extent, but if you have just 2,000 followers and you're able to have them as a community and they trust your opinions and your thought process and you have influence over them, you are an influencer. Brands actually don't pay you because you have followers, because anybody else can just buy followers. There are different cheap ways people just get followers online. People buy, people do follow for follow, people do all sorts. That is not why brands pay you. Brands pay you because they see your profile, they see who you are, and they know that you have the ability to make people care, to make people buy something, to make people take action. Yeah, that's the word, to make people take action. If you are able to make people do something, that is you having influence over them. So that you have this ability is why brands pay you. Brand aren't paying you for your own content. They are paying you for your relationship that you have with your audience. And that's what separates you from every other person else who has more numbers, or who are just tweeting randomly, or who are just posting whatever it is that they're posting. The real differentiating factor here is that you have a particular relationship with your audience, that they trust your thought process and see your leadership moves with the kind of content that you post. This is what makes you an influencer. And this is what it means to be into the world of influencer marketing. Now, let me tell you guys how you actually are able to do this for those who are about to start in this world of influencer marketing. You see, the thing is, to succeed with influencer marketing, the only way out is to stand out. That is the only way, because every other person is tweeting, people are posting their visuals on Instagram, people are posting on TikTok, everyone else is posting. So the only way anyone else is going to recognize you is to stand out. And for me, the way I found it was that I had to be different, is what I want you to have at the back of your mind. Even if you want to say the same thing as someone, find a way to make sure your tweet, your post, your pictures, anything you want to put out there, be different. Now, we're all unique human beings. I did it by posting my own story. If you want to post your own story, that is different enough, because you're a different person from every other person out there. Secondly, you have to be very, very consistent with it. Very, very consistent. Let me give you an example of how I was able to build mine. I actually talk about fitness, fashion, and lifestyle in general. For me, what I decided to do was talk about my own personal journey in the fitness world, in the fashion world. Nobody has this story except me, because I am the only person who lived it. But I have to actually make it a little different from every other person else who is also posting their own personal journey by adding a Nigerian twist to my own. This makes it stands out a little. I look for a way to tell the story that Nigerians can relate to, that somebody in Ogun State can relate to. I use languages, I use words, I use local lingos, I use things that are of Nigerian. When I talk about food, I'm talking about Nigerian food, because this is what we are, this is what we eat. When I'm talking about going to the gym, I say everything that I say in a Nigerian context. This was how I was able to be different. Now, the most important thing I want you to have at the end of whatever is it that you're learning from me today are just two things. First, be different. Two, be consistent. Now, there's a step further when I say be different. You can't just be different. You know, sometimes in the race to become different with your content, sometimes you stray too far from what everyone is talking about. And when you stray too far, nobody will really be concerned, nobody will really be bothered about what is it that you're posting. The idea is that you're close enough, but still different. It means that you have to be different, and at the end of the day, be right. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say. You have to be right, regardless of how different you want to appear. If there is an opinion that says A, but your journey that you've experienced says B, and you want to put that B out there as the truth that you have found out, be able to say your B, but make sure you're right. You have to back it up. You can't just be different by lying. If everyone is saying, oh, don't eat carbs, for example, you can't come out and say, eat carbs. I need you to be right about eating the carbs when you're telling people to eat carbs. I want you to tell them why they have to eat carbs and be right. That is where the work is. Regardless of how different you want to be, you just have to be right. That is how you are going to find your voice. And it definitely going to bring you that attention and evoke emotion in people when you're talking about things in a very, very different way, in a very bold way, in a consistent manner, and still being right. That's what it takes. And definitely, influencer marketing comes with its perks too. Aside you sharing your life's work, you also get to learn how to make money with it. You get to monetize the influence that you have. There are two ways about it. Brands are going to come to you and you're going to go to brands. These are just two ways you're going to make money about these things. Let me quickly share with you guys how I make money from this. Brand deals is the number one, and sponsorship. They will come for you. This is actually the common ones. If your content is professional and they see that your profile stands for something and you have some sort of influence over people, brands will pay you so that they can leverage on your relationship with your audience and sell the product and services they have in the market through you, because they know that people trust what you say. And if you tell them to do something, they are very likely to do it. That is just the bone of contention there. Your influence is what now gives you money. It's the same thing with affiliate marketing. Also, you can host personal events because you know people already. Instead of even telling people to go patronize other people, you can have your own events too. You host events. You leverage on your influence to bring people together and have them be at a spot and do something. This can also bring you money. I actually host one. It's called Suya and Whiskey. I do it every December. It is still my influence that makes me to be able to do that. Another way is actually selling your own products. I plan to start selling one very soon. I'm actually writing about it. Hopefully in March or April, I should be able to come up with something. Yeah, you can sell your own product because you already have this influence. The idea is that you're selling of who you are. You can't just be randomly posting about things that do not matter in the real world and be calling yourself an influencer because those things are going viral and because you're seeing the number of retweets or the number of reposts or anything. That is not what it means to have influence. To have influence is to see, even if it's just one person, do exactly what you ask them to do. It's not about the virality of your post. It is that people want to hear what you have to say. And when they hear it, they believe it. That authority, that relationship, you just have to build it with them. And trust me, you will make money using it. So these are just some 4 ways. I think I mentioned brand deals and sponsorship. You cannot write to brands will come to you. That's 1. Affiliate marketing, that's 2. Host your events, that's 3. You can sell your own product, that's 4. This is something that I currently do. So, and this is what I am telling you that works. And you have to know just how to negotiate and find a way to go about you charging clients for what they want you to do.
Okay. Yes.
Now, okay, go on, please.
Yes. Somebody was already asking for your handle, but I dropped it in the chat. So his handle is call me Meje. Before he says I'm pronouncing his name wrongly, I've been calling it that way for a while. I just so sorry about that. Anyway,
no. I apologize. I understand, please.
So before we backtrack, I wanted to just know maybe some of the mistakes, mistakes that you made while coming up as an influencer, and then how people can avoid this. As maybe like a story about some of the mistakes that you made and how to avoid certain things of that nature. I believe that will also be beneficial. Yes.
All right. So quickly, I was actually going to that, but good, you already mentioned it. I made a lot of mistakes actually. I mean, I was starting and it was just on my own. This was it. The first mistake that I made when I started was I was chasing numbers instead of engagement. You see, we all have this idea at the back of our mind that it is the people you see with 1 million followers, with 300K followers, with 10,000 followers that are the influencers. So you think your 500 followers, your 200 followers, and your 700 followers that you have is nothing to be called an influencer. So you're first of all chasing that number. You just want to get to 10K first before you start influencing. You want to get this first. You want to get this first. This was the first mistake that I made. But over time, I've come to realize that regardless of the numbers, even if it is just 2 followers you have, still tweet to engage that very 2 followers that you have in a way that influences them. I'll quickly mention how to actually influence, but let me just finish up with this mistake that I made. This was the first mistake that I made. I was chasing that number. Now, this has been telling people, do not chase the numbers first. Chase the engagement. Chase the engagement. And you have to look for ways to engage your followers, even if they are just 5, even if they are just 10. And the cheat code that I've found that you can use to get engagement from people is to start by solving problems. Just have it at the back of your mind. If you have a pen right now, anything you have right now, just write it down. The first thing you want to do, instead of chasing that number, instead of chasing whatever it is that you think influencer marketing is, start solving problems. There is something about problems. Everyone has it. It is how you're going to build authority. Whenever you're able to solve any problem for anybody, anything that they are thinking, people will start seeing you as someone who is a thought leader in a particular field that you're solving that problem. And you have to just look for how to frame your tweet around solving that problem so that it is enticing enough, it is interesting enough for people to actually see it and care about it. But just have it at the back of your mind that what you want to be doing is solving problem rather than chasing numbers. Learn how to frame your tweet. 80% of your tweet, 80% of your visual content, so long as you're starting, nobody cares about you. Don't go and tweet like the person who has 1 million followers or 20 million followers. No. Focus on tweeting about solving problems. Look for common problems around the niche you want to be talking about. There are pillar content in every field that almost every other person who has been an influencer in that field before you has said something about before. Look for some of these tweets, look for some of these videos on YouTube, go on TikToks, go on Instagram. How does it relate to you? Personalize it, make it your own, and solve this problem from your own perspective. Do not just regurgitate what another influencer has said and said, oh, because this influencer has solved this problem of eating like this, let me just post it too. No, that is you copying and pasting. You want to do it from who you are. That's the first thing I would want you to learn so that you don't make the same mistake I did by chasing numbers for a very long time before I started chasing the engagement. And 2, when the brand deal starts coming or you start going for those brand deals, do not look at your number of followers and think you're going to take a low ball deal because your followers are small because of the no. Brands pay for the influence and not the numbers. Always have that at the back of your mind too. This was another mistake that I made. So I kept taking low ball deals until everyone started seeing you as a low ball influencer. So what you have to do is make sure that whenever you want to charge a client, charge based on the level of engagement you get. So it's why it has to be the first thing you focus on, getting that engagement. You just don't chase the numbers, get the engagement. It is the most important thing. Get the engagement. And also the third mistake that I made was I wasn't strategic about my posting. I was just posting randomly. Yeah, I knew I wanted to tweet about a particular thing, but the content was just everywhere. If I'm talking about fingers today, tomorrow I'm talking about leg, next tomorrow I'm talking about head, everything was just disjointed. it didn't look like there was a direction to it. It was just scattered. But after a while, I learned that I have to make my content directional and have a focus, a calendar about it, and how I want it to go week to week, day by day, month to month, in a year, in 3 months, in 6 months. These are the kind of content I want to start posting. That way, people will see your growth and your direction. And trust me, people love it when they see someone with a sense of direction than who is just scattering their content all over their page, all over the internet, and all of that. So you have to be directional. Just don't post randomly. Your 80% of your posts shouldn't be random. 80% of your posts should be very, very directional. So this, I just changed that for me. I started posting with purpose. I positioned myself properly. I made content, channeled my profile to make it look like a serious brand. And also, the fourth one I want to share is engaging bigger accounts, bigger influencers. You see, these people get a lot of reach that you want. So sometimes when you engage them meaningfully by dropping comments on whatever it is that they've posted about, genuine comments that are actually very, very good. Not just go there and say, oh, okay, nice, this is 100, this is good, yes, I like this. No, that's not the kind of content I'm talking about. Content that shows that you're understood what they just said. This is what you think about it, either you're going against it or you're going for it, and all of that. It helps you leverage on the social proof they already have. So people see you, they see your thought process, and they say that, oh, this is this person, and this is what this person is really about. It helps you. So these are just quick 4 mistakes that I made. The first one, I was chasing number. Do not chase numbers. Chase engagement. That is what you want to work on. How you can have, even if they are just 10 followers you have, engage them. Others will come. Secondly, be strategic. Do not just be scattering your content all over the internet. Be strategic. Have a direction for how you want your content to be. Do not take lowball deals. Charge according to the level of your engagement. If you have 2,000 followers and you rack up good engagement, charge like a very, very big account because you are actually big. Do not look at your number of followers. Position yourself properly. Leverage on social proof that other bigger accounts have, and you're there. And this is you making money. You're not posting this content because you make money. I want you to have that at the back of your mind. You're posting this content because it is your life's work of helping people do things. The result is just money and every other thing else that comes with it. So quickly, let me just round this up so I do not take
much of your. Yes.
Yeah, so what I want you to just have at the back of mind, be different. Be different. That's the first thing. You're going to be different, but be right. Regardless of your difference that you're trying to put out there, be different, but be right. Be consistent. Engage your followers. Negotiate your words properly and treat yourself like a brand because you're just a brand. You're not just a content creator. You're a brand itself. Influencer marketing is bigger than just social media. It is about creating impact. If you can do all these things, I'm sure you drop some things down, the money and the opportunities, it'll come. It'll come. Trust me. Thank you.
Again. Yes. I need to see some appreciation for Meje in the chats and also reactions. React if you gain value. The truth of the matter is, things like this are being sold. You don't get them for free. So I need to see some people actually react and know that you are actually gaining or you are listening to gain some value, because this is how you build a brand and monetize it. It's as pretty straightforward as he has explained it. The only part he kept on mentioning, which is also very important, is the consistency of it. You have to be consistent in whatever you are trying to do. You have to be consistent in whatever you're trying to do. He actually focuses a lot on fashion, like you mentioned, lifestyle, and also fitness. So if you want to follow him on X, I've dropped his handle in the chat. You can look at it, check him out on X, and then follow him to get motivated in that aspect. If you're looking for maybe a particular type of proper Nigerian meals to eat so that it benefits you, the fashion style, and then more just general lifestyle generally. Anyway, you all know personally, right now, I'm building my own personal brand to focus on education and execution. So this is why we're here, LaGrand Galaxy. If you've been a part of any of our other trainings, you'd know that we talk about education, and not just the reason why this brand exists is not just to give you the knowledge and then throw you away. For instance, you've learned about influencer marketing. How do you get the opportunity to start influencing? Which product do you want to start influencing? If you are confused about any of this, that's why we're here. You have to qualify though. We don't give this, it's free to attend this, but we're not just going to give this opportunity to anybody to just come and tarnish the image of the brand or just exist for the sake of it. Personally, I've organized hundreds of free trainings. I've trained thousands of students, possibly over 10,000 at this point. And I know for a fact that people do not value free information. But doesn't matter. I keep on doing it. Look at the people that are here now. I hope you're listening actually, and you're actually paying attention and actually value what you're listening to. Because the reason why you think it is going to be nonsense or just cheap information is because you're getting it for free. One of the most underestimated, biggest platforms or universities that has the freest knowledge and a lot of knowledge that people underestimate is YouTube. Tell me something you want to learn now that's not on YouTube. But people would not go there because it is free. It is maybe when it is paid, then you feel that is when the value comes in. Major has come here now to speak on his experience as an influencer and how you can actually leverage on that. If you check my social media handles, you would know that I personally also have some form of influence in my own area of expertise. Despite not being, like you mentioned, it's not just about having the millions of followers at first. It's not about charging millions at first. It is for people to know you for something, and then you can change their mind about something. So that is it. What do you want to be known for? Who do you want to be? Who are you trying to influence? These are things to think about. So when you're coming into this space, do you want to be known for tech? I'm trying to mention for our own brand now, LaGrand Galaxy. Do you want to be known for tech? Do you want to be known for marketing? Do you want to be known for speaking? Or are you a writer? If you don't fall in any of these categories, not a problem. You still learn marketing and then use it for your own personal brand. But we at LaGrand Galaxy, we're focused on these 4 major areas. And I believe that those who are going to qualify and those who are going to be a part of this brand are going to definitely benefit from this. That is one of the major reasons why it was started in the first place, so that people would get opportunity to perform and earn money, not just to learn. Learning is good, but after learning, what comes next? You're not going to eat your book. You can eat your book though, but it's not healthy. I'm sure our fitness influencer will tell us it's not healthy to eat your book. What are you going to eat afterwards? Do you want to make extra money? Do you want to earn money? This is why things like this exist. But anyway, before I go on rambling about things that don't matter at this point, this is already 4:20. We ended a bit earlier yesterday, and we'll also be ending early today because we're going beyond just this. We are not just focusing on this training. We have trainings for next month, upper months, and throughout the year. There are trainings lined up, and if you want to be a part of them, some will be free, some will definitely be paid. If you want to benefit only from the free trainings, you hang around in our WhatsApp platforms and you get the free opportunities. But if you feel that we deliver enough value and you want to be a part of the community and invest your money and your time to learn a skill, that's going to be amazing as well. So Precious, thank you very much for delivering amazingly well to the audience. You've learned a lot about marketing. To Major as well, who has spoken on the influencer marketing, the benefits of it, having it as a brand, the how to go about it, mistakes to avoid. So do not underestimate your capabilities right now. Every big influencer started from somewhere. Vicky James, that has been mentioned continuously. A lot of us did not know when she started, but obviously she did not just jump and be that big. Same thing with Major. He didn't just jump on the platform and was that big. Started from somewhere, kept on building, keep on networking, be in the right place, as you keep on posting, like you said, leverage on bigger accounts. No matter the platform you're working on, that's a cheat code. A cheat code that people do not know. I've used it on different platforms. I have audience on LinkedIn, X, Instagram, WhatsApp, building on YouTube now. Very, very important. You have to leverage on people's audiences in most cases, either by engaging with them, networking with them, and then, if possible, creating a community of your own that would help you in a way. So it's like you mentioned, it's not just about jumping that you say you have to wait till you get to 10,000 followers before you start posting about what you believe in, but do your due diligence or whatever you be posting about, and getting out there so you're not called out for being a fake person or a fraud and just keep on dropping false information. So stick around. Anyway, another big information. I was tempted to pause Major at some point. I was trying to turn this to a form of podcast, but that is also an idea that's coming up next. Get ready for the Legrand Galaxy podcast that will be having more interactions with big influencers, interactions with people in various niches, talking about experiences that you're going to gain from. This is going to be an edutainment type of podcast and not just all those types you see around there. So that will be all for now. If anybody has a question, you can have your hand up and I'll take your question. I'll just scroll through the chat now. If I can't see any question, I'll be waiting for hands. Just the next 2 minutes. If I don't see any hands, then you can feel free to speak. I'll give you the mic once I see your hand. I intentionally muted everybody so people who are joining late would not just come into the platform and disrupt us. Okay, Onyinye is appreciating. Okay, yes, that's good. Jude as well appreciates. That's good. So we need to see those appreciations if you benefited from this. If you want to be, let me just check the hands. Am I seeing any hand up? Okay, I believe everything is perfectly clear and good, or maybe people are shy to speak. You don't think, maybe you are not paying attention, or do you know everything? Somebody said if there are no questions sometimes, either it was perfectly explained properly, or people didn't even get what you explained. So let's hope is the former, that everything was perfectly explained to you. That's now, wherever you're called upon to explain what is marketing, can perfectly explain it. Who is an influencer? Can explain that. How do you leverage your audience to deliver value? Obviously, you don't start everything based just on money. Money is important, but you should also give people value so that they know that they're getting something. I'll be ending this session shortly since I have no questions. I'll just give the mic to everybody to say goodbye, and then those who missed the session, I don't want to make it too long so they can watch the recording later. So you have the mic now. You can tell us good night to everybody. You can unmute yourself and say good night, and we will see you in tomorrow. Is going to be more of text-based. There will be no theme session. So yes, good night, everybody. Good night, Messi. Good night, Olande. Good night, everybody. All right, that will be all from my end. It was a wonderful session having you all here. See you next time. All right.